All right, what's up, guys? One more quick tutorial for this Friday. Doing some quick photo edits in Photoshop. So take a look what I got here. Simple photo, but I just want to show some little ways to touch up photos or selfies that you take and just to recolor them a little bit, not too much, but just to give it a little bit more contrast, a little bit more compositional niceness. So if we open up my layers here, we see that I have some real simple adjustments happening. Number one, I duplicated my layer in Photoshop, bam, 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 and if you look, I made some quick edits to that too. But then number two, I added a color balance adjustment layer to recolor my background just a little bit, but just enough, right? So a few things that I've already got working for me. Let's go ahead and open a new document. I'm going to import and open that photo into Photoshop again so we can work from the ground up. Few things that I've already got working for me in this photo, this kind of awkward selfie that I took during class yesterday, is that I'm using window light for starters, right? I'm using window light. The way I'm recording these tutorials right now, if you look straight ahead, like I have a big window of daylight, sunny daylight hitting me. The next thing that I have working for me is I have a pretty spacious background. I'm not up against a flat wall. I don't have awkward top-down light. I don't have awkward shadows being cast on me that are totally in the screen. So that's already something working out for me. The other thing that I have working out is that if you notice these lights behind me are off. All these ceiling lights I have turned off. So the only light is coming here. My face is lit up and my spacious background is dark. Those are just some really quick and easy photography techniques to improve your selfie game. You can look up selfie tutorials all you want, but just natural lighting, spacious background that is darker than your face, it's gonna work for you. So let's take a look at Photoshop. I got a decent photo to work with already. The first thing that I always do when I'm working with photos in Photoshop is I duplicate that layer. So if I ever want to go back, I'm going to do that right now. So if I ever want to go back, I can always re-edit it. Now, some things I showed in class yesterday, I have like all these like pock marks, these like chicken pox scars and stuff on my forehead. I might have had acne, and sometimes I don't want to show that in a photo. Sometimes I would like my photo to make myself look my best, even if I was not looking my best when the photo was taken. In Photoshop, some of the most basic tools, the spot healing tool is that little Band-Aid. The way that works is that I can set a brush size. I'm going to make it decently small, but not too small. I can set a brush size, and that's going to try to use the pixels around an area to determine what that area should look like. So if I zoom in on those little like chicken pox scars, I can just brush that a little bit, and bam, it's gone. Let's do another one. Bam, is gone. Bam, is gone. Don't go overboard. The more you edit a face, the more it's obviously going to look photoshopped, right? We start using that verb or that adjective that, oh, this is so photoshopped. So don't go overboard, especially if you've got like a characteristic freckle on your face. Don't get rid of it. People will be looking for it, right? But if you've got like acne or you've got this like weird, like you were picking your face too much like I do, go for it. You can also use that to clean up different pieces of the background. If there's like an awkwardly like a bird flying and you don't want the bird for some reason, I like birds, whatever. So let's talk about recoloring your background. Now in the video that I just uploaded earlier today, I showed how to create an adjustment layer. I'm going to go do that again, press and hold my layer button over on the right side, create an adjustment layer, and we did color balance. And then I recolored the photo. If I just drag this a little bit, subtle adjustments work the best. So I'm not going to bump it all the way over cyan, but I'm going to make it a little bit more cyan and a little bit more blue. I just recolored the entire photo. But I don't want to do too much because that's just obviously like a different tint, the whole thing. And even my face, especially if I'm making it blue, my face has like natural tans, some like warmer tones in it. A lot of skin complexions have natural warm tones. And if we bring out the warmth on a cool background, it'll create some nice contrast. There's this thing called the blue-orange effect. If I go into Safari, there's this thing called the teal orange effect or the blue orange effect that I was just showing some students, that so many like movie posters have their subjects very orange and their backgrounds very blue. Look at all these movie posters that use this kind of effect because that creates contrast. It just helps the subjects pop out. This works for a lot of different skin complexions. I promise it's just not attractive people. But you bring out the warmth, well, you make your background cooler. So I made the whole image cooler. I made the whole image a little blue, and that's not what I really want, is it? So if I look at the layer came in over here with this white square, and that's a layer mask. The adjustment layer comes in with its own layer mask. I see the whole thing is white now, meaning the whole thing is being affected. But if I grab my brush tool, too big of a brush, I'm going to go ahead and shrink that up a little bit. And I'm going to make it, let's say like 75% hardness. And I make sure that I'm brushing on my adjustment layer mask, that white square. What I can do is I can brush in black and hide the adjustment. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to paint that. And oh man, okay, I'm going to shrink my brush up because that was a lot. I'm going to undo that, I guess, a little bit. And tell you what, let's go crazy. Let's make the adjustment too intense right now so I can see just how much of a difference I'm making. I'll shrink my brush so I can do some detail work on like my hair. And I'm going to go pretty quickly for the tutorial, but if you're actually doing this on a real image, you might want to take some time, maybe make a selection to make your brush work easier. But you can see what I'm doing is I am hiding the layer mask as it exists on me. So I'm bringing back the warmth of my skin complexion. This works with a lot of different skin complexions. I promise it's just not my skin complexion. So obviously, like, I'm going quickly just for the sake of not keeping you here too long, and just you seeing how I do my thing, and then you guys can get to you. But then what I'm going to do is, I said that this adjustment was too much. Let's go ahead and bring over here on the right side. Let's bring that cyan back a little bit. So the background is edited a little bit. The background is recolored a little bit, but not too much that it looks unnatural. If I zoom out and I hide that layer, before, after, subtle, but enough that it just creates a better looking photo. So healing brush tool, just to create some quick heals if you want to touch up a face a little bit, and then adjustment layer and mask out the adjustment layer to recolor different parts of the image, recolor our backgrounds. You could use the same effect to like recolor the irises of your eyes if you want to recolor your shirt if you wanted to. You can do a ton with it. But that's all I really wanted to show today. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Take care.